Good morning, folks. Hello. Wow, look at this chat already. Wow. Chat's full already. Woohoo! Okay, I'm just open my water. It's showtime. Chicky Gaming. What is Chicky Gaming? Hello. Is that Chicky? Colin? Or is that just... Let me go back and say hi to everyone. Hello, James, Azzy, Death Shaker. G'day, Adam. G'day, Andy. Chris. Hello, Chris. Wow. David is here. Helmet's here. Hey, Daniel. Hey, Torsten. Cheeky Gaming's on his alter ego account. Hello, Electronic Smoke UK. There could be Electronic Smoke Oz today. Just warning you. Hey, Leo. Station 240. Woo! Hey, Alan. Good morning. Coffee. No. Water. No more coffee. I'm not doing coffee anymore. I've had like 3 coffees in 3 weeks. Hey, Sim. SRTV. Serial Light Power Supply. Don't know what that's referring to, but hello. Reverse polarity is a brilliant way of frying neopixels. Oh, really? I've not done that, but maybe I should try. G'day, Ed. Amos! Whoa! You're here early? What's going on? You haven't missed anything. What's EEV Bog's problem? The flooding or something else? Did something else happen? I have to admit I'm not actually subbed to Dave's channel. I see all this stuff on Twitter, which is fine, so I'm pretty much up to date when he releases. Oh, actually, no, I am subbed to his channel. I am. I just skim it. Hello, Graham. Yeah, the flooding. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. He got burgled just after he moved in, and he's been flooded, which is pretty bad. Yes. Oh, boy. So has everyone had a crazy week like me? I've had a pretty crazy week. I'd be interested if yours are different. Or they're super sensitive like mine. Which ones have you got? I mean, we call them neopixels, but they're not really, right? That's just a term Adafruit designed. Hold on 1 second, I need to fix my mat. Okay, sorry about that. Davy Jones locker. Yeah, like there's, obviously SK6812s, WS2812s, and there's 2813s and 2815s, they're the 12 volt ones. Yeah, Dave's water park sounds better. Hey, Jamie. Oh no. Have a good sleep, Jamie. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. I really appreciate it. Just some generic from Amazon. Okay. Well, I mean, usually you don't reverse polarity power them. I mean, that's kind of like a bad idea on anything electronics-wise, isn't it? Not that I haven't done that before. Design of serial light LED lighting. SRTV, I'm not quite sure what we're talking about. Please explain. Clive is being crazy. Clive's always crazy. So, yes. We'll wait a few more minutes before we start. See who else pops in. No drop frames on the start of the stream today. That's a good start. So, a few people guessing what this was yesterday on Twitter. Please serials LED power supply. Okay. Adam's making a mask, is he? Hey, J-Man. Andy Mouse is here. Hello. Yeah, a few people were guessing. There was Arduino Micro Mini. Nope. D1 Mini. Nope. The footprint. Is Mr. Dave Darko here? Probably not. Breakout. Is it a breakout board for a Tiny Pico? I think it might be. I think it might also even say Tiny Pico on here. Whoa, there's a moth in here. Okay, that's not going to be fun. I need to see if I can get rid of this moth, because if it's going to fly around in my face all day, I'm just going to be very... It's going to add an extra level of extreme. 1 second. How did a moth get... My kids were in and out of the office, so maybe they left the door open. Oh, almost got it. Nope. Okay, this is going to take... You all... Oh, I see my magnifying glass. No way. Get off my... Not my microscope he was in. Okay, you're just going to all watch me. Look, I'm going to go big screen so you can all watch me catch the moth. Where'd it go? It's not a big moth, but I don't need a moth flying around in my face all when I'm trying to do electronics on the stream. Okay, I got it. All is good in the world again. Wow, okay. What did I miss? Clive's new video is very interesting. Haven't seen it yet. Did I know it's dark outside? Yes, it is dark outside, Alan. It's early. What are you doing up already? Yeah, it should always be at 1080p, the stream. JLCB does offer free colour. Yes, they do free colour on 4 layers as well, and 6 layers, not just 2 layers. So I am going to, yeah, get all different colours of stuff. I mean, obviously, for Tiny Pico, any colour than green is still a bit of a problem. A Tiny Pico display shield. Oh, can you read that? How cool is that? Yes, it is. Why is that not very focused? It's also not very nice colour. What's going on with the colour? It's a bit washy. Hang on. Maybe. Oh no, it's alright. It's just the blue through the plastic makes it look sickly. I'm glad Clive added an extra warning to the start of the video. I'll have to watch that afterwards. Turn on the lamps. The lamps are on. Hey, Tabletronics. If I missed anyone, sorry. We'll start in a minute. A wallet moth. Yeah, it wasn't a wallet moth. No. That would have been a bigger moth because I've got little on my wallet. J-Man, what would happen if you held a large neodymium magnet near my face, or near your face in general? I have no idea. I don't play with magnets. I'm sure someone else here will know. You did catch that moth and release it outside, didn't you? No, I didn't. I might have caught the moth and released him to the gods. Graham. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Not watching. I'm going to sponsor my next batch of boards. Yes, I saw. Oh, I saw the Twitter chat, Amos. That's awesome. Really exciting. Jumping to find out what it is. Can't stay working. Hey, Paul. So yes. Okay. Well, I'll start, but I won't start. I'm going to open this. So I need to tell everyone straight up here. My plan is your tiny silkscreen smudged. No, I think it's just the Oh yeah, it doesn't look very good, does it? Lucky these are just test boards. Inconsistency with JLC PCB. Anyway, I never planned to do this live. I always planned to do one live, but never the first one. This was never supposed to happen. I'm telling you all now, so if this goes down badly, well, you've all been pre-warned. There's a few parts on this board I've never used before. Let's see if I can focus it. Wow, why is my camera having... It's really struggling. Focus. Oh, that's a bit better. Okay, yes, look at that. They wrecked my logo. Again. Hey, J-Man. This is a family chat. Let's keep it nice. So, this is a display shield for a Tiny Pico. I just wanted to make I was excited to make a shield or make something to possibly include as part of the campaign or as an option for the campaign. What do you mean if this goes badly? Hey, thanks, J-Man. I appreciate it. Well, okay, so there's a few parts on here I've never used before. Should we do a guessing game of what they are? No, I don't think we'll do that. That's not fair. So, obviously it's designed to go with the Tiny Pico. Now, I also, like, I'm just, for those that don't know, right, I launched the pre-launch for the Tiny Pico on Crowd Supply. I think it was on Sunday. No, when was it? Friday? Saturday? Whenever it was. And I've just been bombarded since then. I've just had no free time, and I've just been working really hard on all sorts of stuff. And so my plan was to get this done on Monday. Write up some code. I need 2 of them. So I was going to make one, write up some code, get it all working, and then I was just going to build another one on the stream. Thanks, Adam. Thank you to all here who signed up. And so, not only did I not get a chance to build one of these, but I didn't even get a chance to put header pins on one of my current Tiny Picos. So I'm going to be using my Rev X, which is 2 revisions ago. 2, 1, 1. This is, no, 2. This is the one that's still got the solder jumper on the back for the LED. Hey, John. Hello. So, like, it's just exactly the same pin out, and it's the same Tiny Pico. This just doesn't have the power control for the APA. That's the only real difference to it. So I didn't even get a chance to build one of those, and I haven't a chance to build one of these. And so this is using a few parts. Let me get them. I've got everything I need here. I've even got a stencil, of course. I've got a whole bag of header pins. Thanks to everyone that signed up. I really appreciate it. And I totally get, let me be clear, I totally get that I've asked you all in my community to sign up, to show interest, to help me with crowd supply. I'm not expecting people to back it. Like, it'd be great if you do, but my expectation is that you're doing it to help me build awareness for it, and I really appreciate that. So there's no obligation. Okay, are we clear on that? There's no obligation. If you want a Tiny Pico, grab one. If we don't feel like you need to do it just because I've asked. Yeah, anyway, so I should zoom out just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So I've got headers for the Tiny Pico, which is going to make it stick out pretty far. So these go on the back. Like that. And then the Tiny Pico goes this way. And the USB's on the bottom. So that's going to be pretty chunky. Only because I just didn't particularly want to solder a Tiny Pico to the board directly. Not yet anyway. So I've got a whole bunch of these, a bag of these. I think there's enough. How many did I get? 40. So there's enough for 20 boards. And I've got a screen. I've got a few of these. And this is expecting the... so it's the 128 by 64. And it's the one with the ground, then VCC. Just got to be careful because sometimes you buy them, they've got VCC and ground, they're different. But I2C, IC sockets for the Pico. I don't know if there's a wide socket for this. I definitely don't have a wide socket for this. Interesting, okay. Yeah, I don't have a socket that'll fit that, unfortunately. Yeah, I can try to find them. So, the idea is, oh, look at that, the pins are bent. Excellent. Yes, we're starting off the day really well. I'm at least interested to buy back Tiny Pico and test that. Seemed to be interesting. Thanks, Jamie. I think it's pretty interesting. So, but you know, I'm a bit biased. So I'm just straightening pins. I love it when the pins are bent when you get them. Fired up interest in Tiny Pico with 2 work colleagues. Awesome, thank you. Yeah, spreading the word is, well, yeah, really appreciate it. So the idea is, there's a whole lot of components on the front, and then this is supposed to sit like that. Now, I know I could actually put an OLED directly on the board. Well, actually, I can't really put an OLED directly on the board, and I'll explain why in a moment. But I'm hoping that I'll be able to put this on without a socket, like without, you know, some headers, and make it stick out really far. And I'll just put some Kapton tape on the back here, so it won't interfere with any of the parts, because there's parts under here. So yeah, this is all experimental. I'm hoping that this gap here, because of the header pins, if you can see that, there might be enough. But I've got no way of securing it either, so it'll have to just be soldered still. What an M5 stack. I don't know if it'll run UI flow. I think they're using some... It just depends on the pins they're using for stuff. You might have to, yeah, maybe, Adam. I don't know the answer to that question. I know I couldn't get the M5 stack display library, that their default one, to work with my Tiny Pico with a display I was trying to use with a TFT. I couldn't. No, I got it working. No, I did. Sorry, I did. I got it working, but it was doing some weird things with the interface, so I'm not sure what that was about. But that wasn't using UI flow. Okay, anyway, so I need to move on. So there's that, and then these are the two parts I've never used before. So the first one is an ALS PT19. It's a light sensor. So it's basically a photo transistor. You need some short nylon standoffs. Yes, I actually have some short nylon standoffs, but it turns out that, much to my dismay, I've got stacks of these Adafruit ones. I bought them forever ago. Black and white. And these are all 2.5. M2.5. Hey, Alex. And these displays need 2. M2. So I could probably screw them out a bit. But I've got nowhere to mount them on the board anyway. This board's experimental. I just got 10 of them. I just wanted to see how they went. I've got quite a lot of code to put together. So in Arduino land, all the code is available for all this stuff. But I mean, this is just going to an ADC. But I'm not putting it through a voltage divider yet. So, I mean, obviously, the way I've wired this up, it's sitting next to a 10K resistor, which is a voltage divider. But I don't know what value I need for this yet, because I need to drop it down to 0 to 1 volts. Because the ADCs, by default, on the ESP32, are 0 to 1 volt. So there's that. So that's interesting. But the most interesting thing that I'm going to put on it is I got myself some LIS 3D accelerometers, which I've never used before. So I've got a whole bunch of MPU 6050s, which I've used before, and I was going to put 6050s on my Tiny Pico Pro, assuming I ever release one. Thanks, Adam. But these are only 3mm by 3mm, where the MPU 650s I think are 5x5. And so I wanted to have a play with this and see if I can get this working. Now, there's obviously Arduino libraries for it. There is someone working on a MicroPython library. Just like there's a MicroPython library kind of for this. So I would love to get a library together for MicroPython for this as well, but I didn't have time to do that. So right now I'm going to be playing with Arduino land. So anyway, this is all first for me, and I really wanted to, and none of this is going to work without code. Just like my badge was going to be, but I can't even really test this without code. So that's why I'd planned on pre-building this, and then we could play with it. So what else is on the board? What is it? Well, the other thing I've got on here, and this might be way too small. It's already too small. I think it's too small. It's supposed to be a fun little toy. But there are 4 buttons, right? And I'm just using these, because why not? I'm using these little SMD buttons. So these, it might be completely useless, this screen, as it is right now. Okay, but they're going to be tiny little buttons that you can push, and there's a reset button. And then obviously there's the accelerometer and there's the light sensor. So it's not really designed as a handheld game thing. Hey, Roger. But it could be used for games, but there's no like up, down, left, right. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4. It's designed to be maybe a prototyping thing where you can plug your Pico in and you can have a screen as output, and you can have some buttons for input and accelerometer and a light sensor. Like, it's just a fun little... It's a fun little toy. That's all it really is. I think it's going to be too small for anything really useful. So, yeah, that's what I am going to build today. We should get started, I guess. What's the time? It's been 20 minutes of me waffling. We should get started. I'm really keen to see if this is even usable with such a... Maybe. I got big thumbs. I got small hands. Can't really see. Let me switch. Hey, Robert. Hello, hungry. Oh, now I'm hungry. Okay, bad joke. So, whoops. I got small hands for a guy anyway. But I feel like I've got maybe fat fingers. I don't know. So Matt, who is probably still asleep, that's fine. He actually, like when I showed him what I was doing, I sent him dimensions or a screenshot of it, and he cut out some cardboard and he drew some buttons. And he drew the size of a screen, and he was holding his hand. And we actually, when we met up for a coffee, like he gave me the piece of cardboard. This is while they hadn't shipped yet, or they were on the way. And so we were both playing with a little bit of cardboard, and I thought it was kind of cute. Yeah, it might be okay. So I've got my paste out. Unfortunately, I took it out late, so it's still a bit cold. I need to get some tape. I always feel like I'm unprepared on my streams these days. Like I was up really late scrambling. Yeah. Okay. So should I put this on board? I don't know if I've got any board. Any spare board? Nowhere that I can see. Okay. Well. Hey, Crazy Roops. Hey, John. It's a little display button input accelerometer light sensor test something. How are you powering that? So the idea for now is just to power it through USB. USB's on the bottom, but you could also, the reason I've got the taller headers for the Pico is so you can plug it in and you can also use your LiPo. So here's a LiPo, one for LiPo. Just doesn't have headers on it. So when that's plugged in, you could also have a battery connected. But the battery will hang off the bottom right now. So if once this is on and working, potentially, like the battery's not going to last very long, let's face it. If it's going to be driving the Pico awake and it's going to be driving an OLED, assuming it even is, I think it's just, I don't even know if these are really OLEDs, then yeah, I don't know how long a battery will last. Unless you're using something like this, right? Here's the battery pack for the screen. Hey David. Wow. Got a few people from Hungary. That is awesome. So that's why I got the taller, well, that's why I got the headers. I should say that's why I got the taller ones, because you can't buy short ones anymore. 3D printer tiny case, perfect battery. Yeah, I mean, obviously you can get much smaller. This is a 2500 milliamp hour battery. Like this would last a little while. One thing I didn't put on here was an on-off switch. So yeah, like you'd have to unplug it, or do something like that. Hi, hungry. I'm dead. Okay, so let's do this. I am... Wow. Anyway. We have a stencil. I might just do this on the bench again, like I did last time. Where do I get my batteries? So I, unfortunately, bought most of my batteries from Adafruit. When I say unfortunately, because, it's not that their batteries are overly expensive. I don't think they're not. They're really good quality batteries. But shipping, you can't ship them post. You have to, because they're batteries, so you have to ship them DHL or whatever else, and that's expensive. I need some boards. I'm going to go back to my trusty ESP32 dev boards to hold up my... Wow, where are they all gone? Let's see. Must have put them somewhere. Oh well. These ESP32 boards, my old ones, have become my stencil holder things for my ad hoc. Okay, so what do I need? Try to get in the center. Okay, a lot of jokes done. A lot of jokes happening. Need to find a cheap Aussie supplier. Yeah, there's no such thing as cheap and Aussie supplier, Amos. You know that. So like I can buy like Core Electronics sell obviously resell Adafruit's batteries, but with a massive markup. How many can I get away with? Not using. Never know which way the stencil goes. Right, just there. I might be able to just get away with this, I think. If I can align it. Okay, let's take this down first, and then I'll try to align the stencil under the camera like last time, which went really bad. No, don't say sorry for the jokes. It's fine. As long as they don't go, hello, Steve Mojo. What a cool name. Batteries from eBay, they ship from Sydney. Yeah, I'm a bit worried. Yeah, I don't know. Buying batteries, I guess, well, earlier on I was very concerned about making sure that I didn't get, you know, ones that didn't have charge protection or ones that were the wrong polarity. So, like, I know someone who's already... Let me just take this down first. Hang on one sec. How am I going to do this? I know someone already that's had a problem with their tiny Pico that they're using for... They're building a temperature shield. They bought a bunch of batteries, and they're the RC batteries for remote control stuff. And they're reverse polarity to this. Luckily he managed to get his wires out and flip them. But I've designed the JST connector on the back of the board. If you look at the plus and the minus, not very focused. You look at the plus and the minus, that's designed for these batteries, the ones that are silver with the yellow, which you can get pretty much everywhere. But if you get the ones that are like silver with the grey or black on top, which is for the RC ones, they often have a different polarity, so you have to be very careful. Not using my stencil holder I'm only using for my tiny Picos. Well, I've only built one for tiny Picos. Oi, something new. Hello, David Watts. Jamaica, she left on her own accord. That's funny. Because of the light, that stencil looked like a shit of seaweed, nori. Really? Okay. Wow, this conversation's going all over the place. Yeah, sushi, now I'm hungry. Nothing like getting your wires out. Wow, this conversation is all over the shop today, isn't it? We have jokes galore. Nothing like getting your wire, yeah. Just read that one. So I can't even remember what I've read already, looking at them. Hello, the embedded hobbyist, by the way. Welcome. Okay. Do you reckon that's going to hold it well enough? Yeah, I think it's good enough. As long as it doesn't... I don't want it to stick to the stencil. Wouldn't be the first time I've lifted my stencil up and it's stuck to it. You have me on ignore type. If you have me on ignore... Okay, I'm not sure about that. Hello, After Dark, hello. Yeah, I just pulled the wire pins out. Who is After Dark? After Dark is new. Welcome. I know it's a joke. Why are you so... Oh, seriously. Maybe I just won't do this today. Maybe we'll just all do the jokes and stuff. Hello, May and Misfit. Cool names on the chat today. We have lots of new faces as well, which is awesome. Really cool. Okay, I think... Okay, so... Oh, this stencil's a bit bent. Great. I cannot see at all, with this light, the alignment. And I'm pretty sure... This is going to be a miserable fail. There's no way I'm going to line up these, oh. Oh, how funny, I was using the holes. Okay, this might take me about an hour. Oh, I can see some pins on the QFN. Oh my god, did I get it? No way, did I get it? See, you can't see with this light. Do it off. I can't do it off camera. I stuck it to the table. I can see you. I can see you all. Yeah. Does that? No, that doesn't work. I'm trying to at least see if I can see through the camera view. No, I can't see the. This is just. I think. You know what I didn't do? I didn't get any tape out. I'm a moron. Okay. I feel like I need to cut myself a bit of slack today after the last few days I've had. But you know, you don't come here to see success. No, let me rephrase that. You don't come here to see success first time, do you? No. We need to crash and burn first. I think this is okay. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try it. What could possibly go wrong? I can. The tripod of the camera is on the mat. Yes, I could. I'd have to really rearrange the desk a bit. I was talking about the power connector. Where's my mouse gone? So my OBS screen's in front of my chat for some reason. I was talking about the power connector. There's a small plastic piece that you can lift up. Right, okay, cool. I didn't know that. Do it right the ninth time. LED 7, here we go. Hey, Tony. Hello, Ian. Moron is a medical condition. Well, I think Sion is a medical condition. Just putting it out there. Okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a drink first. What am I building? For those that have just joined, I put together a little, it's upside down. It's a badly printed Tiny Pico display shield. It's just a little fun thing that hopefully will work. Oh, by the way, for those that didn't notice before, I also broke out all the pins that weren't being used. Just so you had the opportunity, like if you want to put a header on the back there that can sit next to the Pico, you could connect more stuff to it, sensors or whatever else. So you got SPI here, and then you've got, I broke out another 3.3 volts and ground. So pin 4, 32, 5, 18, 19, and 25. Wait, where's 22 and 23? Why didn't I break out 22 and... Am I using them? Interesting. Hey Michael, you haven't missed much yet. I'm about to stencil a board for my display shield, but I'm curious to know what let's have a look. What have I done? So here's Eagle. Mighty Eagle. So I'm using 14, 15, 27, 26 for the buttons, 25 for the ALS. Just using SDA and SCL for the lists 3D, and I'm using IO33 for the interrupt because that's an RTC interrupt. And why didn't I'm just curious, where am I using 23? Why didn't I break it out? I did. It's 23, but I typed 25. Okay, so I got a problem on the silk. There you go. That's 23, that pin just here, not 25. Yeah, I didn't want to do the one pin the multi-button through resistor network on this because there was no need, because it's not really designed to be a breakout board. So saving, and also, by the way, I'm using those Oh, maybe they're not. Did I? Oh, no, I didn't use input. Anyway, I'm getting confused with something else I'm working on that I haven't mentioned yet. Yeah, it's not really designed to be a full breakout board, so I don't need every pin out there. I mean, having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pins exposed is pretty good for something this small, I think. But yes, that was a silly sausage. It's just a silk issue. I mean, I don't expect these... I might give some of these away. I plan to do them in black. Yay. And yeah. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with them. Oh, I was going to mention why I can't put the OLED directly on the board. I will shortly. I'll talk about that in a moment. That's a little bit too much paste, but you know, whatever. Here we go. Except the stencil's not staying down. I don't know if I got the whole lot then. I got that side, but not that side. Okay, that's going to be a problem. Putting it back down again is a bad idea. Okay, I'm over pasting it, I know, but I can't see what I'm doing. I absolutely cannot see what I'm doing. So the QFN might be a bit of a problem. Oh well, we'll see. You only live once. Actually, that looks okay. Wow. I'll show you all in a sec. Let's just clean this up. Yeah, it looked quite good. Can I get closer? I'll get closer and I'll show you. Once I get this out of the way so I don't knock it. And I might as well put it on this, get it a bit higher. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Surprise, surprise, for a really bad, hacky stencil job. Okay. Placing the QFN under the camera is always fun. Where do I start? Probably want to, I'll need some reference up if I'm not going to be able to see. What I miss in chat. The Jinky Dad brought his extinguisher, thank you. We might need it. This could go. So that becomes an OLED shield for the Tiny Pico. Yeah, basically it's more than an OLED shield. It's got 4 buttons, accelerometer, light sensor. Is it really not focusing? Light sensor and a reset button. So it's an OLED shield but with some buttons, so you can interact, so you can use it for more things. And the accelerometer, so you can do some rotating with it, and the light sensor I thought might be nice, yeah. Although I don't know if you can adjust the screen brightness on those OLEDs. Before I put this together, just the reason I couldn't put the screen directly on, firstly that I'm using, I've got components sitting right here. I could have put them on the back. I didn't want to do a double-sided board, preferably. But the other reason is because the Tiny Pico... So originally I had the Tiny Pico sideways, which was an ugly thing. But the reason I did it was, if I was going to put the screen on here directly, not on a shield, I needed space for this, right? So if you look like this, the screen's got to wrap around to the bottom. So even if I had a slot here for the screen to wrap around to, the Tiny Pico, it's too wide. So, I mean, I'd have to make the shield twice as big to be able to fit a screen like this. So, plus all the passives needed. So I thought, well, you know, this way potentially anyone could provide their own screen. Yeah, so, or potentially, assuming I could find other I2C screens that were just 4 pins, or I could bend pins I didn't need, I could, you know, potentially use a bigger screen. Except the buttons are in the way now. Okay, let's do this. Hello, Klebs Tech. All the things Blitz is too kind. Or... What happened? What did I miss? Oh, I'm sure it would smell a bit. Nothing worse than burnt nuts. It could be a game controller. It's not really designed to be a game controller. I mean, there's no up, down, left, right. I mean, it's just 4 buttons. But yes, you could do something with it if you wanted to, depending on the game. Okay, damn, 17 years selling them, and I still struggle to spell extinguisher. Ooh, Paul's back. Nothing, I'm about to build one. Okay, so well, I might as well put this QFN on first, because that's the one I can't see what I'm doing. There's definitely some games you could do. Just left, right, moving game. Like, yeah, absolutely. How many did I get of these? I bought 50 of these accelerometers. There's a long strip. I bought 50 because I plan on using them more, so I wanted to make sure I had a few, and obviously they're cheaper. I went to the first or the second price break. Can't remember how much they were though. I'm just going to get some parts out to get ready. I'm going to zoom out just a fraction so you can see what I'm doing. Yes, a lot of people are saying pong, ping pong. You could. There's definitely a bunch of games you could do on it. Simple games. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying it can't be used as a game console. It just wasn't my direct intention. If it was, I would have put a 4-way D-pad on there. But I would have had to make it bigger, wider. And I might still do that. You know, I mean, it's pretty small. There's no reason why I can't make it that wide and stick a D-pad on this side. And some other, yeah. Anyway. So I need those. Let me put these away. I need some resistors. Now, I did everything 0603, I think, which looked massive. Yeah, I didn't want to do 0402s. I thought that was a bit unkind for people. Yeah, quake. And 0805s, it's too big. They look enormous. So I need some 10Ks. What do I need? I should probably look. I don't know if I'm going to use 10Ks or 4.7s. I don't even think I've got 4.7s. I do. I've got 4.7s for the pull-ups. I expect a game, at least you're a game developer. No, I'm not making games for it. My game developer days are gone. There are 5 buttons, but that's a reset button. Because the actual Tiny Pico itself doesn't have a reset button, which is normally fine. But I thought it'd be handy to put a reset button on there. And hello, Chris. Okay, what do I need? I've got so it's 3 10Ks. I've got some 0.1 caps, another 10K there. Wow, so many 10Ks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 10Ks. Holy moly, that's a lot of 10Ks. I'll stick them in the 0402 10K container. So 1, 2, 3. Where'd that one go? Bounced out. Oh, there it is. Yep. 1, 2, 3. So this was supposed to be just a little side project while I was finalizing the crowd supply stuff, but I ended up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is going on? Can I not count? I thought I took 6 out now. 1, 2, 3. Oh, whatever. They're just resistors. They're like, they cost 0.002 cents each. Yeah, I try to keep everything consistent on this to make it easy, especially if I'm going to package them up like as a kit, for instance. Although I don't know how the QFNs will happen, but well, I could always like if it's going to be a kit, I could always do it with the QFN on there already, maybe. 0.1 microfarad. I need 2 of these. Okay. Could use a 2. I thought about doing that. I've actually got some 0402 10K and 100K resistor networks, but I didn't have any 0603s, and I've got stacks of passives here. So I just, yeah. It's actually cheaper to use 6 resistors than it is to use resistor networks still. So, and they're also much easier on a pick and place. Not that I have a pick and place, I haven't bought one, and not that I'm expecting to do this. Unexpected, who's having an unexpected education? Not for me. Hello, Antonin. If anyone's joined that I've missed, I'm sorry, I apologise. Oh, hello, Scott. Okay, so what is it? It's, here we go again. Last time I'm going to fill it in. If anyone else joins, the chat can answer, but I'll do it for now. It's a tiny Pico display shield. So it's out of focus. I can't move it any lower. There's paste on that. And so basically it's got tiny Pico plugs on the back, and there's a light sensor up top, accelerometer in the middle. There's 4 buttons on the side, a reset button, and then an OLED screen sits on the front. It's a Pico Vision. I don't mind that actually. So this, let's find out which orientation this goes. So I've never even looked at one of these accelerometers before. There is a dot. Is that a dot? Be hard to see, isn't it? Maybe we need more light. See if I can get more light. That's lots of light. Okay, see the little dot in the corner? You might be able to see it. So the dot goes on the top here. Okay, so that light's really bad for me. I can't see that angle. It'd help if there was daylight outside, you know. Co-op with Bit Loony. I'm quite happy. Well, hey Matt, morning. I'm happy to send Bit Loony one, and if he wants to code up some cool stuff for it, absolutely. No complaints there. So I don't know how I'm going to align this QFN, so I'm just going to stick it on and hope for the best. So I really cannot see what I'm doing. Where's my magnifying glass? I know it looks like I live in a dungeon, but you know, it will lighten up soon. Yeah, they look great, Matt. I think they might still be a bit too small. Sorry, can everyone see the top of my head? My bald spot? Hey Brian, it does look good, but I might want to nudge it just a... Nah, it looks good. I think I got it actually spot on. I'm not going to nudge it. If I nudge it, I'm just going to wreck it. Okay, so... Okay, we need... I'm pretty sure I put the caps next to each other. I'm just checking. I did. Can everyone see what I'm doing? Yep, good. 1. 2, they're straight-ish. So in the last 3 or 4 days, I have spent about 5 hours a day in my microscope, looking through my microscope, right? This, what I'm doing right now, feels totally awkward. I'm used to being able to see, like, yeah, it's just weird. Okay, we're not going to talk about the resistor orientation, are we? No, we're not. Greg's not here, is he? I hope not. Don't bang the table. What? Builds an OLED shield for Tiny Pico with some buttons and excellent. Thanks, Michael. Was that the summary catch-up for those that joined late? I might have to swap these to 4.7s. I don't know. On my test jig, I used 10Ks, but that was running off a Pi. So, okay, I'll put these on before the buttons. It's a pretty simple build. Wait, did I miscount? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I miscounted how many resistors I needed. I could just export my bomb from Eagle and then I'd know, right? Pi. Hello, David. Good morning. How is your day going today? Now, for those of you that have noticed, I have not put a pull-up on the reset line, which needs to be held high for the reset button. That is basically because I need to get another one. There's actually I need another two. There's already a pull-up on the Tiny Pico, so that's already been controlled. So yeah, I just needed a button to pull it low if I wanted to, like a short. Okay, let's got one more on the button. And I've got one up top here for the ALS. OCD cure, white side up. No, I'm not doing white side up. I don't have OCD, so I don't really care, to be honest. So I'm pretty sure that's the ALS just here. Oh, maybe not. I should check that. No, lucky I checked that. No, that is the ALS. Have I wired this wrong? That's right. Okay. ALS is the one with the line on the side, which is weird. So what's on my silk here? There's something that seems to be... Oh, did I leave something in the values? Right, I might have left something on there. Right. So, yeah, okay, it's fine. It says 10K. It's just really small. I think it's made every week this year. I had to say it, mate. I think it's made every week this year. Yeah, had to. What? I get the white side up thing, but I don't understand what the every week this year. The comment. I think I say the comment every week, just in case. It's like a warning, right? Okay, so the ALS, and then the buttons, and then I think we're good. Except for some hand soldering. There's going to be hand soldering today, obviously. Now, I've got to work out which direction this ALS goes. I'm pretty sure it's got to go in the correct orientation. And the question is, how is it marked? I don't think I'm going to be able to see anything on the bottom. It doesn't look like there's anything on the bottom. So because it's a photo transistor, it needs to be the right... Oh, that's a funky tab on that side. Is that negative? Wow, I'm going to have to look at the data sheet, I think. So the collector and emitter need to be the right way round. Okay, I think it's datasheet time. Make shows a weekly roundup. Yes. Placing them by hand it's not hard. Well, it's just practice, I think. Like I'm not dismissing it. I'm also not going to pat myself on the back either, right? But let me just where's my web browser gone? Interesting. Okay, so let's have a look for the data sheet, shall we? And find out which way this goes. So ALS PT19. Right, double vision would be a real pain, yes. Despite all the protesting, Julian has been working with SMDs. I know he has, and he's done it in the past. Like, it's not new for him, but he still complains. he definitely prefers working with through-hole. Apparently green paint. There is no green paint on this. If there is, I am colorblind. Hang on. Julian should get a toaster oven. Yeah, or hot air's fine. Right, both sides have got green paint. It was one black and one green. God, that's the worst. You don't use, if this is black and green, you don't use dark green. Oh, my battery's going flat on this thing. No, they're both green. So how am I supposed to know which ways? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's really unhelpful. These both, I know you can't see, but both sides of this look, hang on, I'll go back to here for a sec. Yeah, I can go diode mode. Well, I don't want to damage it in any way though. So here where it goes green line, green paint, they're both sides of green paint. There's no other marking on it. Yeah. That says paint, not point, though. It's not like a one dot and footprint on the bottom. Oh, right. I should have kept scrolling down. Collect a mark. Okay. Okay, so that's got to go... Right, thank you. I gotta find it though. Wow, can we even... It's really tiny. It's 0603 size, which, I mean, it's not tiny. It's tiny when I can't see it through the microscope. Okay, so that's got to go the other way around. Okay, I think this goes this direction. If I'm wrong, well, it just won't work, right? Okay, I think that's it. The pie is a lie. Okay, let me put these away. I'm going to reflow this. Oh no, I haven't put the buttons on. That would have been bad. Okay, buttons. I'm hoping these will have enough mechanical strength. I have other buttons that are a bit bigger, but I didn't, yeah. I've got stacks of these and they've got a nice toggle feel. And again, it wasn't really designed for gaming, so like, you know. %50 chance of getting it right. Yes. And 50% chance of it going up in flames. Do they look okay? Do they look straight enough? This one here doesn't look overly straight. Unlike other components, these buttons don't orient themselves with surface tension very well. They do a little, but not a lot. Yeah, it's... Okay, that'll do. Is that to me about Easy EDA or to everyone? I don't use Easy EDA, but quite a few people here do. The T962 is working fine, but what I tend to do is my low temp paste, which is this, I do in my oven, my toaster oven, and the high temp paste I do in my T962. Wait. Again, what am I doing? Does everyone know what the word discombobulated is? That's what I feel like right now. Like I almost didn't put the reset button on. Wow. I feel like I'm distracted by myself. I'm distracting myself. Okay. I use Eagle. I'm an Eagle CAD guy. Okay, I don't need to put this on anything, which is good. And we are cooking. I don't like... If that was to me, James, yeah, I'm not a KiCad fan. I started learning that first. And back when I was using version 4, it was a dog on the Mac. And I think it's just I don't like it that much anyway. I've got 5.02 installed on my machine. I use the Gerber viewer. But Colin's 6 minutes behind. What? Yeah, I just I'm not a fan of the way the netlist system works in KiCad. I think it's an unnecessary step. It's an actual painful step. So yeah, yep. Hey Yuri. Daniel's always discombobulated. At least you know how to spell it. I don't think I know how to spell it. Okay. So, we'll wait for that to reflow. I'm going to need 2 of these. Recipe right before you put it in the oven? Never. Because you can always recook it, right? Okay, those and those. Get it back in the box. So I've cleaned my office twice this week. That shows you how high level of procrastination. No, I just... Sometimes when I'm getting really... What's the word? Stress isn't the word, but like if I've got a lot of a lot of stuff I need to really focus and concentrate on, having clutter around me just does my head in. So I like doing a tidy up. Was that high temp? No, this is low temp. This is it's over there. My quick chip, which I really like, and low temp's fine for pretty much everything really. This is good. This is shiny low temp. It's just expensive. It's not this cheapy rubbish. You know, this is the two syringes of this on eBay for, I mean, what are these, 30 gram ones? 50 grams. 2 of these on eBay for like $17. Yeah. And it's fine. It reflows fine, but it just looks ugly. It's not silvery at all. Do I have a Discord channel? No, I don't have a Discord channel. But I'm on some other people's Discord channels. Okay, so I need that and the screen, and obviously a tiny pico. And I'm going to need some Kapton tape, I think. I don't know if I'll need the Kapton tape, but it's probably a good idea. We're not focused. Yeah, it's probably a good idea that I'm just going to tape the back of this stuff here, so there's no chance of anything shorting. Souffle cannot rise twice. Right, that is true, but you can absolutely reflow electronics many times. How do I know that? Well, might be something that I've done a few times. On the opposite, I find it so hard to concentrate. I have to have multiple things on my desk to keep me at it. Oh, really? No, it's not so much... Nah, I don't know. I just... Sometimes I need order around me to be okay with the chaos that's in my head or something. I don't know if that makes sense. I just like it when it's neat. I mean, I like a clean workspace anyway, right? And you've all given me, or some of you, many of you have given me enough, you know, grief about my, oh, look how messy my office is. And yeah, and in your eyes it's not. But, yeah, I just, sorry, I want to get this a bit shorter. Excellent. Yeah, I just like a clean space. That's all. Oh, you going? Unreal Video Duke? You gotta go? Okay. Have a great day at work. Thanks for joining. I'll catch you later. No, you do have to be a bit crazy to do this stuff, I think, Tony. It's, like, this stuff really kicks your ass. Like, you really gotta have a level of good humour and determination, I think. It's really, yeah. No, I like it when it's neat. It's not an OCD thing. It's a, I think it's a pride thing, maybe. Maybe it's more pride. I don't know. Like, I like minimal... I'm over here. I like minimalistic spaces. Like, I don't, like, you know, in terms of house and living. You know, I like the minimal type stuff, and maker spaces don't look anything minimal. And maybe it is a form of OCD, I don't know. But the resistor stuff doesn't worry me, so maybe it's not. If it smokes, it brokes. Okay, just cooling down. So, I've got a tiny Pico, which I don't even know if there's any code on here. What is this doing? What will it do? Anything? Nothing? Maybe it's got deep sleep code on it. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's got Arduino code on it, so we'll have a look. Right, it's reading the temperature. Maybe it's doing a deep sleep thing. Oh, it is. Okay, yeah, I'll just show you. Just going through my deep sleep test code. So there's a bug in the latest Arduino core. I don't know, any of you know. The board's waking up from a timer, but it comes up saying wake up caused by touchpad. I think they've reordered some of the numbers for that, which is a bit weird. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the oven. Probably need... Now, let me just switch back. Okay. Let's have a look. Yes. That button's shifted. I mean, all the buttons are on the right. They're on the pads, but it looks like that button, number 4, is shifted a bit. Or 3 shifted. Yeah, they're not very good for surface tension. What? No maker spaces in Bauhaus. Most of the stuff I'm working on couldn't be done in a makerspace. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever play with 240 volts. What? ADD hoarding procrastinator. Hello. And so where do you use sleep functions with ESP32 plus free ATOS? I have no idea. MZTRM Mikachu. I have no idea how to pronounce your name either. I'm going to call you MZ. I don't know if Brian's still here. Well, fun chat. Okay, so I think this looks okay. I'm just going to quickly look at the QFN and just make sure. But I think, make sure there's no shorts. No, that's really good. So it's a weird QFN. There are 5 pins on the bottom, 5 on the top, and only 3 on the sides. It's I've never really seen that before on the QFN. So top and bottom there are 5 pins and only 3 on each side. Okay, so we need to solder some header pins. So close my oven because it's warm enough. Turn my iron on. Get my solder. Okay, so might just zoom out a little bit. See if I can focus. So I think the screen is going to be okay. We obviously have to do the screen last. So I think, yeah, like I might get some double-sided tape or something to sit in between, just to hold it still. I think that'll work pretty well. So let's get these header pins on first. And try to get in the center of the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Try to get them straight. I think they're straight. So I'm late, please say it again. Hello, I'm not Chuck. Yeah, load of the new TI power stuff has that layout. It's weird, yeah. If they don't need the pins, sure. But I mean 4 and 4 might have been easier. Can someone update I'm not Chuck please on what I'm doing so I can concentrate on this? I wouldn't want to wreck this board at this point in time. Oh, I have got this caught entangled. The only problem with having a solder station that's got, whoa, a hot air and solder is you end up with cable tangle everywhere. Okay, that's better. Yeah, triangular package chips would be interesting. Hello, Ivan. Okay, so let's do this. Try not to knock it sideways. Okay, that's straight. Ugh. Don't knock it sideways, I said. Really should listen to myself. Pick up the tweezers and just yeeting them. What's yeeting? Does that look straight? That looks pretty good. I think I'm okay with that. Okay, so I think Adam answered you, Brian. But yeah, it's a I'm calling it a display shield, but it's got a connector for the tiny Pico at the back, and then, that's what I'm soldering on now, and then there is a header for an I2C OLED. There are 4 buttons plus a reset button. There's an accelerometer on here and a light sensor. So it's kind of a multi-purpose board that you can use to prototype your stuff with. Like if you don't want to plug it into a serial output, you've got the screen you can pump stuff to, you can write apps for it. I mean, I'd like to see someone write a web browser for it. That'd be cool. Looney, are you here? You lurking? Microcontroller-based web browser. That'd be the thing. That's the future. Not really. Okay. I think Pentagon ICs, they're just classified. That's very funny. I think that's good. That top one looks a bit janky. Okay. Chat's going wild. Chat's always wild. Sometimes Looney lurks, and yeah, Julian doesn't join every stream. I think, yeah, he picks and chooses which ones he's interested in, which is fair enough. I just want to make sure. Yeah, there's no issue with that there, and the Tiny Pico there. Browser challenge not accepted. Hey, Josh. So the other thing with this was, obviously the antenna's on the top, so it looks a bit bulky. Like I was, you know, I guess I always expected it to be like stand out a bit, but I wanted to make sure that there was, so the antenna was at the top, which makes sense, and that there was clearance from your fingers to not touch or have them near the antenna. Oh, look at that, for branding. You get the Tiny Pico branding. These buttons are okay. Actually feel pretty cool. Okay, so we should put the screen on. Okay, last bit. And then we'll see if we can actually get it to do anything. Getting the screen on straight might be a problem. I might have some double-sided tape. I might stick it down first. Josh doesn't know what's going on. So it's a Tiny Pico display shield board. I seem to repeat myself a lot in a stream. Blue tack. No, well, the idea, what I was thinking was, once I put blue tack there, I'm not going to get it off again. But is that too big? No, it's okay. What I thought was, this will also give me the buffer I need to hold it flat. Block soldering in the GPIO pins. I thought I had enough clearance. No, I don't. Interesting. I thought I gave myself enough clearance. Oh, well, that's something I can fix on the next revision. Right, so then the question is, do I want to, just for fun, I probably should. There's an ESP-based game emulator, I'm sure, would work. If the Pico was up the other way, the USB could feed to the top and it would act as a little stand. Right, but the antenna would be at the bottom and you'd risk... My concern is you risk damaging the antenna, which is facing this way, at the bottom, because you can bend it out of shape. So yeah, I thought that... Yeah, and you'd have the USB cable hanging out, going up out the top. So I thought this was the best option. I'm gonna stick this on. Look at that, I've got the cut mount perfect. I don't necessarily have to unstick the other side yet. I want to see if it just sits flat. These pins are totally bent out of shape. They came that way. Okay. Because that now sits on the pins. If anything, it's a bit high. Right, that padding's a bit high. The pins aren't going in all the way. Like if I push the pins all the way, see that angle? So maybe that's not a good idea. Okay, maybe I'll take that off. Bingo, I was waiting for the, that's something I can fix. Ah, you came late, or you weren't here. I already mentioned that this is not, this is just a test revision. This was, I never expected this to be a shipping version. I'm going to do them in black. Okay, so I'm not going to use that. So maybe for now I'll just use a bit of blue tack. Fine, you can joke at my expense if you want to. I'm going to get it really close to the edge so I can pull it out if I need to. I don't know why I'm so concerned about having this straight. So straight. Okay, should I stick header pins on here? I might put some header pins on. 5, 6, 7, 8. I need a row of 8 header pins. I'm going to do it just so I can test it and make sure everything's working okay. Wouldn't be like me to put something together and not test something. I don't have a row of 8. Where's mine? Here we go. So, just so I can cut it. Okay. Your protection tape has come off. Oh, did I pull it off? Did I? Oh, right, it's stuck to that. Thank you. Oh, I have to cut some more. Or can I stick it back on? That shows you how sticky that stuff is. Thank you very much, pointing that out. Okay, I want to move the blue tack. Okay. Yeah, it's just if it works, it's just a fun little thing that I thought, you know, could be a nice, well, it could be a shield, obviously, that, yeah, people could build or buy, whatever, I don't know. What am I doing? And I just also thought that maybe it would be a useful tool as well, maybe. You can always 3D print a small case, a nano. Yeah, absolutely, I can build a case for it. Okay, let's just solder this together. Way too much hand soldering for my liking. Get off. You can get surface mount headers, but they take a lot of width as well, unfortunately, for the pins for stability. So all this hand soldering. I'm going to be sore tomorrow. Yeah, it's really taxing on my brain. Okay, so I've got headers on there, just in case I want to use them. Now let's do this one. So I just need to hold it still. I mean, that sits pretty flat. So what it's doing is sitting on the pins from the, sorry if that's not focused, it's sitting on the pins from the female headers, and it's sitting quite good. So if I hold it still, a solder fountain machine. I don't do enough hand soldering to justify, but yes, they're pretty cool. I like the look of them. So is that straight-ish? How does that look? All the OCD people? Does it look good? Was tape replaced? Yes, I put the tape back on. The tape is on. Okay. Let's do it. Yeah, it came off with the tape, but oops. I took it off and put it back on. Thank you for pointing that out. Whoever the first person was, I appreciate it. Okay, let me just check. I think that's straight enough. Straight enough? Famous last words? Come on. Stop turning. Take the protesting plastic off. Well, I'm going to have to because it's kind of in the way of the button. But not yet. I like leaving them on. Okay, I think that's everything on. But now I'm too scared to plug it in and try it. That's actually pretty cool looking. Wow. Look much nicer in black. But, or blue? No, black. I don't mind it with the shield on there, lifting the screen up. Spark test time. Should we do it? Should we just plug it in and try it? I mean, it's not going to do anything on the board yet, right? Got to make sure you put the Pico the right way. I should put markings on the back to show antenna this way. That would have been a good idea. Okay, plug it in. So that's what it looks like. Oh, not even the center of the screen. Sorry. Get off. That's what it looks like. Obviously it doesn't stand with the USB on there. See, this antenna's bent already. This Pico's gone through a lot. Little guy. Okay, let's plug it in. Dun, dun, dun. I have no idea what'll happen when it just powers up. Oh, the Pico's on. It's going to be hard to hold it still because my USB cable goes left. So what I can straight away do and try is, what happens if I'll go back to here. So that should be running my sleep code, and I should be able to hit the reset button. And that didn't, I guess it is, right. See, I'm resetting it, and it's happening straight away. It's supposed to be sleeping for 10 seconds, so the reset button works. Yay! And there's no smoke. So, I guess the first thing we want to do is find some code just for the OLED and see if we can say hello world to the OLED. And I'm pretty sure I've got a driver. Oh, come on, Arduino. Pretty sure it's just a 1306 I2C. See if I could just run some example code. Okay, so here's just, this is just some Adafruit example code. There's no reset. I don't know what they need that for. -1, I think. Let's just see if we can get this on the screen. I can change this to 115200. Okay, compile, build. Let's see if we can get something on the screen. It's an eBay, yeah, SD1306 I2C, but it's the one with the ground and then VCC. Sion is Captain Unprepared. Absolutely. So I mentioned at the start of the stream, I was not planning on doing this. I was planning on building one of these today, but I was hoping to have already built one and had code already ready. But it just didn't happen. So it's programming, but there is nothing on the screen. Have I wired this up wrong? Yeah, maybe this is not. Let's do a reset. It's not even anything on the screen. There's no allocation failed. Nothing being drawn, but nothing on the screen. Weird. Let's put a message in here, a hello world. I've not seen a middle before. What's the gain over a track antenna? It's a 3D antenna. Much better. attenuation than a track PCB or a ceramic antenna, which are all 2D. Pull power. Memory is wider. What? Hit -1 instead of 1. It's for the reset line. There should be no reset line. You think it's that? Or -1 if sharing Arduino reset pin. No, I'm not sharing the Arduino reset pin. There shouldn't be any reset on it. There's no reset on an OLED screen. Yeah. Okay, let me just stick a... It definitely didn't print that log. So let's print a serial... Oh, God. Serial.print line... Wow. No, I don't want to save it. Go away. Just run it. Are you sure? Yeah, it might be a different address. Or it might be conflicting with the accelerometer. It's saying hello world. Okay, so yeah, I can try see. I don't even know. I can't see the back of the screen now. I don't even know if it says what the address is. Let me see if let me grab it. I'll load that, and let me grab another one. Oh, it's working. Right, okay. Wait, we're working. Whew. Okay. Phew. I was going to go, really? Did I really wire up the I2C wrong? Okay, so that's good. Flickers on the camera. Doesn't flicker here. Okay, so... Scrolling. Ooh. So now I guess, so what I should do is probably get some, let's get some some code happening where I can do, okay, I need a longer USB cable. I don't even know if this is going to be long enough. It's a bit better. Okay, let me just put this away before I knock this off my desk. Okay. Bit of branding for Adafruit. This is my reversible USB. It's a bit longer. It's not perfect, but... Okay. Dead beef. What? What? Okay, so, yeah, let me, okay, except it's now on my keyboard. It's going to be hard to type. So we do a little bit of coding. I know it's not the most enjoyable thing ever, but I think we need to... I think we should, yeah, just some quick code. I'm just going to do some nasty copy and pasting because it's much quicker than writing code from scratch. And I was going to, yeah. want to get into this as quick as possible. So I just want to... We're doing SP baseboard here soon. Is that antenna the one from ProAnt? Yes. Hey Nick, it's the ProAnt, it's the 440 AB. It's a very good antenna. Obviously costs a lot more than a PCB one, which is free, or a ceramic one, which are generally half the price or less. But it's a 3D antenna, so it's much better quality. Plus, you can, like in my case, I've got the matching network underneath the antenna. I don't even know if you can see that. Actually, I'll so I can get it higher, closer. Can we? Oops, wrong screen. See if I can get close enough that you can see. Not really. Okay. There's a matching network inside, underneath the antenna, which you're allowed to do, which is pretty cool. Okay, let's go back. The H is here. Shouldn't have any impacts for FCC other than making sure that you've matched it correctly. I wouldn't think so. I guess it depends what the product is. I mean, there are plenty of boards out there that have passed FCC that have got these antennas on them. Okay, inspiration to do RF. Wow, yeah, it takes a lot, let me tell you. Okay, I want it to display just a hello world. Just to start with. Okay. Cool. And now, what are we building today? We have built it's a tiny Pico shield. So you can plug a tiny Pico into the back of it. Is that even on screen? Tiny Pico in the back, and it's a shield, OLED shield with buttons, and a reset button, and an accelerometer underneath, and a light sensor on top. And some pins broken out on the side. Oop, there we are. So that's what we built today, but I've got no code for it yet. Tiny Pico display shield. Okay, let me just get Hello World onto it, make sure that works. Wow. You're going to let me click the button. Now I need to define some. So do we use one button? I like one button. Do you all know what one button is? I've mentioned one button a few times, I think. It's just a button library that I really like. Have you used Platform Overview, Atom ID, with a shot if you really like the Arduino ID? And I use Visual Studio Code. But I tend to still, I don't know, I don't particularly like the Arduino IDE, but it's just easier for my streams and stuff, for people to understand what I'm doing and where I'm clicking and stuff. Okay, so it says Hello World. Yay! Now I need to just get my one button example code up, because I can't remember the syntax. It's a problem when you jump around between C and MicroPython. It gets really interesting in the head. Okay, one button. Where are you? One button. Simple one button. I don't know what this two button example is. Are you planning to put... I will be releasing Tiny Pico open source on GitHub when the campaign is up. Yes. It will be an open source project once the crowd supply campaign goes live. Okay, so I'm just going to... set up some buttons. So in one button, you basically make a reference to a whole bunch of buttons that are on different pins, and the true or false is whether they are set low or high by default. So these should all be false, because the buttons are pulled low and they go high when you press them. Oops. Oh my gosh. Wow. And my button numbers are... can't remember which one is 1, which end is 1. So 15, 14, 27, 26. Okay, which one's number 1? One is 26. 26, 27. Okay. Never allowed to judge anyone typing on a screen. Oh, I hate typing on a stream. I hate doing coding on a stream. Really, it's yeah. I'm not a fantastic typer anyway. 15 and 14. But yeah, it just makes me look even worse. But I can hand place 0402 on a stream, no problem. Okay, so yeah, it sucks for copy and paste. I don't know, Mac, it sucks for double clicking. So if I want to double click this false, sometimes it double clicks the whole thing. And see, then it didn't. See that? I double clicked and it only gave me foul. Yeah, it's not nice. But that's okay. So I'm going to... Now what's nice about the one button library is you can create single button, single click, double click and long click options for all buttons, which is pretty cool. In my case, I'm not going to do... I'm just going to do single clicks for each one, just so I can display something on the screen. Okay, button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4. That's going to be click 1, click 2, click 3, click 4. Very imaginative. Method names. That's okay. Right. I think... Let's work out how I'm going to do this. Void. Click 1. Might just have it set a bunch of bools. Well, I want it to do something, but also want to be able to read a value, maybe. No. Maybe let me just get one button working, maybe. I want this to be bottom left. So what is it? 64. I don't know how tall a font is. Let's just make it 50. So it'll be the bottom left. I want to say button 1. But I don't want to just clear the screen first. Have it print 1. That's what I'm doing, yeah. I'm having it print to the screen. But what I should do is delay. No. I just want to test them for now. So I'm just going to have it display quickly. And then, like just for 1 second. And then do a display.clear. It's going to get rid of the hello world, I think. Click 2. I'm just going to leave them empty for now. Just to make sure that click 1 works. Oh, and I need to tick them in the loop. I need to go Button 1.tick. 15 minutes till break time. Well, I'm more interested in the accelerometer, but yes, let's try this. See what happens. What didn't it like? Oh, is it not clear? Oh, clear display. Okay, well there you go. But I think I also need to do a clear display and then do a display afterwards, I think, to update the display. 15 minutes till break time. We're doing break time at the 2-hour mark. Oh, see? Look at that. I should read the code I write, shouldn't I? Okay. It's compiling. Who's we did? What did we do? So hello world, button 1. Button 1! Did everyone see that? Yay! I never take breaks, I take works. Haha, very funny. Read the code. Oh, right. Let's go to work. Bye, Helmut. Sorry, mate. Thank you. Button works. Button 1. Okay, so I'll just extrapolate that out to button 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we will look at... Actually, you know what I'll do? Actually, no, show button message, int. I'm just going to do this. Make my life easier. Just make a helper method. See the double click? Annoying. 1. That's much better. Oh, what was John's message he retracted? Was it telling me I was a doofus for copying and pasting code? Could be. Okay, let's try that. Oh, really? I can't do that with an F? Didn't know that. Anyway, just don't know. Can do it with S though. Fat finger typing on my part. Ah, no, come on. Now I want to retract. What message do you want to retract? Unexpected doofus. Okay. So I want to make sure all 4 buttons work. Okay. 1. Oh, I didn't tick them. Loop. Go to tick each button. Okay. Try again. I'm going to make this bigger so everyone can see it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, all 4 buttons work. And reset should show the Adafruit logo. Yes, it does. Now, I guess we should see what we're seeing on... So it's pin 25, I think. I've got the... Yes, says James. Oh, hey, Matt. Well, the buttons work. The screen works. I need to now see if the ALS works. That's on IO 25. So I should have actually been just doing these as defines anyway. Define light sensor 25. I should really do a capital. Light sensor 25. Now you can press several buttons at once. No. Well, I can. But each one, there's a delay in that display. So I could, if I was just putting it into a log, I could definitely do that. But for the purpose of testing the, whoops, wrong screen. For the purpose of testing the buttons, I did them as a one at a time. Cheetah Kid, I've been in work and on one board, 56.23 in an hour by hand. Wow, nice one. Library isn't for me, so RAM hungry. Yeah, I'm just doing this because I've got it here, John. Like my plan would be to do something much more lightweight. Although the actual graphics libraries, Adafruit's graphics libraries, are pretty cool, pretty feature rich. So, yeah, I'll get the several buttons. Well, if I can show you this, hang on. Just gonna get rid of that delay. I can make it go through a loop. Anyway, I'll do that later. Looks like it could be small. Oh, Matt. Actually, I know what I will do. If I get rid of the display, because I want to get rid of that anyway. I don't want to clear the display. I want to do a display dot, is it field? Can I remember? Field rect? Rec field? Oh, I can't remember what the syntax is. Hey, David. Morning. I'm dabbling on my little Tiny Pico display shield. So the Tiny Pico plugs in the back, and yeah, it's got an OLED, it's got 4 buttons, a reset button, a light sensor, and there's an accelerometer underneath the screen, and some broken out I/O on the side. So it's like a little prototyping expansion board with a whole bunch of stuff on it. And I've just built it, so I'm just writing some code for it now. But I cannot remember the syntax for a rectangle. I'll find it. Field rect. Okay. Field rect. There we go. And I want it to be at 0,50 and I'll do the whole bottom. So 127,14, I think it will be. And then I need to give it a color, don't I? I think I can just use, it's black defined, probably not. Can I just pass it 0? I think maybe I can pass it 0. Maybe I can use black. Black might be defined just in the library. We'll try it. Okay, so that will turn that off again without clearing the screen, I believe. I'm just going to blank out that rectangle. No worries, mate. Steal away. This board will be open source as well, and people will be able to make it themselves or leverage it, do what they want with it. Okay, hello world. So if I do, I know this is just doing the same thing. I'm sorry, but I wanted to check that it'll disappear and leave hello world. The reason I want to do that is so I can display the light sensor info on top without it clearing off the screen all the time. So now, light sensor, I want to read it. So in the loop, I want to say float light val equals log. Oh, you can't do analog. No, you can do analog read. Analog read light sensor. I have no idea what value we're going to get back, so I'm just going to display it on the screen. I'm going to make it bigger, and I'm going to stick it 20. We're going to get 47, are we? I often use Z's at the end of words. And I wanted to just print light val string. If anyone hasn't used MicroPython, you should really check it out, because this, yeah, spelling mistake. Probably. Where's my spelling mistake? Send. Thank you. Always spelling mistakes. Thank you. Okay. I have no idea what value we're going to get. So it's a voltage divider right now between 3.3 volts going to 10k on each side. And I think that's pretty, wow, that's a bit big. Right, and it's overriding itself. I need to clear that rectangle each time. One moment. And I could probably do a bit of a delay. No, I don't want to do a delay. I want to full rect 0.20 to, yeah, and I'm going to make that font smaller. That's way too big. Actually, I might make it big, but just get rid of the words light val. What do you reckon? We just want to see the number. Let's see what that does. Do I have a tutorial on MicroPython? Me personally, I don't. I'm still learning, but I've got some. There's the get started. Are you talking about for ESP32 specifically, or just MicroPython in general? Wow, look at that value going nuts. That's not very. Oh, look at that. It's in dark. Okay, that's sensitive. Holy moly. And when it gets to max, it's really jumping around a lot. So the reason I stuck it on top, obviously, is so light can get to it, but also so I could get to the resistor, so I could change it. Yeah, 3 for 3, but I'm not quite sure that this is any good, what this value is going to be. Also need to check the voltage coming out of it, because the ADCs are 0 to 1 volt, obviously, right? So I might need to stick it through another voltage, either put it through another voltage divider, or just completely ramp up the that resistor that's next to it. Let me grab my meter, and we'll have a look and see what value we are getting. We'll be able to see it. How responsive. Oh, super. Look at this. It's pretty responsive, but the range is tiny. Where's the data sheet I had? I'll link the data sheet if I can find where I put it, so you can have a look at it. Here we go. Hey, it's, do we want to do a bathroom break? Oh, it's a PDF. Hang on. I can't link to a PDF, remember? I need the link. Okay, I'll have to find it. Unless someone else wants to find it. It's this guy. Can someone please for me find a link for this? A link to the data sheet, not the link to the PDF. We'll do the break just after I check what this is. Now I need a ground, and one of these pins here on the side is ground. Which one is it that I can get to? Of course, it's the top one near the button. That's annoying. Okay, so that's ground. Right, so we're getting... Well, I don't even know I'm going to hold this still because I need to also block the light somehow. Well, I don't know what these values mean. Right, so there might actually be a lot. Thank you very much for the link. See you, Cheetah Kid. Take care. Okay, I'm going to see if there's a library. There might be a library for this that already knows how to calibrate it. So I can look at that later. Okay, let's do bathroom break. Oh, I meant to get this ready last time. Once again, didn't get it done. Where's my, do I not have a pen? Wow. Can you? I don't know if I can. DC Allen? Hello, DC Allen. I need to look into it more. Link didn't show here. Yeah, that the PDF won't come up, but maybe James' datasheet one maybe will. Okay, back in 5... It'll be less than 5. Back in 5 minutes. Bathroom. I should get a graphic for this. Bathroom. Is that spell break? I hope so. Okay. Back soon! Oh, I should mute. Yes, I need to make them. I know, that's what I just said. Or an LED sign. Yeah, overkill. Okay, I'm back. To copy and paste the link unless otherwise see it. One button RGB LED. Where is the internet connected one button RGB LED B wrap back sign? Yeah, I haven't made one. Maybe one day. The pixel matrix is a pause display. There's lots of things I could do. I never get around to it. That's the problem. So the link, why is the link not working? Okay. This one should, I'm going to paste this one back in, hopefully. Can you all use that link? Was that a link? Well, something's going on with, hey Brian, what about you? Hey Ben? Why didn't that work? It's not letting me paste. Okay, I'm going to try it again. Let me try it again. This YouTube is being a bit of a pain. Copy. Oh, your stream is behind. Okay, can everyone see that link? That's the link to the product. I'm pretty sure Adafruit have a library for it. Right, they've got a light sensor breakout. I didn't know that. 2015. Oh, look at that. How cute. So, wow. I should just, oh, $2.50. I was going to say I should grab one of those, but what's the point? So, let's find, is there any code for it? Is there no guide? If your sensor connected to ground, 2 to 5 volts or so to power it. Now measure the analog voltage on the out pin. That's it. Right, so no, there's no library specifically for it. Sorry, Jeff to Dark. So who are you talking to? And what's an ESP8266? Sorry, can you maybe ask the question, like, be more specific? I don't know if that's even targeted to me. Sorry. Right, so I'm going to have to work out what to do with this value of the light sensor. And obviously the range on it seems to be quite... Well, don't forget it's super bright in here right now. I've got a lot of light. Like, it doesn't look like it's super bright, but there's a fair bit of light around me. Okay, so let's go back to... Let's look at the accelerometer. I think we should look at the accelerometer and see if that works. That's going to be tricky. I'm sure there'll be a library for it. So I'm going to find one. Fig 6 in the data sheet for a rough idea of lux to current. Oh, okay. Figure 6. Do we have a page number? Oh, here we go. Is this figure 6? Does it say? Figure 6, right. Current versus luminance. Right, I don't want current, I want voltage. I want current versus... output voltage versus luminance is what I want. It's up to 5 volts. Right, so this is interesting. I'm going to have to put a another voltage divider. Right, so 3.3 is about 1. Well, 3 is 1. Okay, so it's a bit over. Okay, that's fine. So that's good. But I'm going to... Sorry, that was hidden behind thing. So we were just looking at figure 4. So light current versus supply voltage. So I'm supplying at 3.3 volts, so it's almost at 1.00 lux, which is fine. But this is the issue. Based on luminance, the voltage range. So the ADC on the ESP32 is 0 to 1 volts by default. You can change it, but then it changes. So all the ADC pins work off the one ADC. So if you change the ADC to be 0 to 3.3 volt range, it changes the ADC for everything, right? So I'd rather get this working in the 0 to 1 range by default. It's also got more precision. So I'm probably going to have to run this through another voltage divider, maybe, to clamp it back down to 0 to 1. Okay, I'll have to have a think about that and how that's going to work. I'm a bit, like, to be honest, I'm more, and it could just be, maybe it's fast enough, maybe it's a flickering light. Let me just turn this light off. Oh, look at that. So it's just gone back to 0. Let me get a bit closer. I turned that light off and it went to 0. So I wonder if I face it this way. So there's light above me. Okay, this light, yeah. So this direction out, like as a vector, it's seeing light right now. And if I turn it around, look at that. Okay, that's working quite well. It's just that the light that was above me was full on bright and it's flickering. Yeah, it seems so primitive compiling, deploying. It does. Like, I gotta say, I'm really loving MicroPython. I'm not loving some things about it. The learning curve, I guess. But yeah, no, MicroPython is really great. Really, really great. So that's working. I mean, so the light that's up there is about 1.5, maybe 2 meters away. So if I hold that still, if I drop the light, I'm just going to turn it down. Try to hold it still. Drop the light, lift the light. Look at that. It's actually working quite well. And it's pretty stable. So the jumping around before was because those lights, the other light I've got, flickers. So that's working really well. Right, so after dark, you're talking about my tiny Pico. I think you're talking about my tiny Pico, right? I didn't understand because you mentioned 8266. Whoa, that's bright. Yeah, this is an ESP32. ESP32, so Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Onboard battery charging. Onboard APA 102 RGB LED. And it's got PSRAM at the back and JST connector at the back. So it's a full-on ESP32 development board, but it's tiny. Okay. Yeah, I jump around between referencing Python 3 and the quick ref for the ESP32. Because I'm pretty much all the Python stuff on MicroPython is ESP32. I'm just living in that quick reference guide. Actually, in my Tiny Pico... By the way, when I launched tinypico.com, I don't know what's going to happen with the spelling on that one. Hang on. Anyway, you can try that link. Well, that might not even work. Try this again. tinypico.com. And on the tinypico.com webpage, there... God, I can't. Okay, I'm struggling. One more time. http://tinypico.com. That might work. I know it's... Okay, and so on there is some coding examples, and there's a link to the quick ref guide for ESP32. Yes, but also got new Tiny Pico website. Woohoo! Okay, anyway. So back to... So let's... Okay, so that's working. That's working really well. But you see that now? That's because this light here, this one, flickers like crazy on screen. And that's what's causing that. But if I turn it off, it's fine. Interesting to see what it's like just with general daylight. Did I hear your name? No, I don't think we heard your name, Brian. Oh, that was your name. Okay, so I need to now look at... We need to find a library. Let's find a library for... Manage libraries for the accelerometer, shall we? I'm sure Adafruit have one. See you, Matt. Have a good day at work. Why is my webcam... Why do I feel like my webcam's gone all funky? Maybe it's only in that view. Okay. So it's the LISH. Wow, that's going really slow. No, list 3. This one, list 3DH. There's an Adafruit library. Yeah, I'm just going to install that for now. Adafruit everything. Yay! When you come back with a fresh coffee... Oh, my... See, I don't see them as retracted on mine. You talking about my ones, Graham? Yeah, I was trying to post a URL. I was trying to type a URL in and I can't type today. Can't type. Okay, so let's see what examples they've got. Now, I'm hoping there's not a conflict on the I2C bus. I did check. It should be fine with the OLED. And that's the reason I didn't break out the I2C on the header pins, in case there was a conflict. Okay, examples. Adafruit, LIS, H2D, Excel, ADC demo, tap demo, accelerometer demo. Let's do accelerometer demo. See if it even appears. Okay. Used for hardware and software SPI. Interesting. Okay. I don't need any of those because I'm using I2C. Okay, so let's see. I don't know what Adafruit sensor is, but I'll just whack that in as well, just in case we need it. And I should be able to just do, just initialize, like that, I hope. So I'm just copying and pasting code to save time, I hope. I'm going to... This range 4G, is that, where's that defined? Must be defined somewhere in there, okay. And then I'm going to, I guess, print it to the serial, just for the moment. I'm going to do a show Excel. That'll do. I'm just going to call that in loop. And we'll look at the serial output and see what happens. There's a delay in it though. Might be a problem. What have I missed in chat? About line 20. 30 even. Line 20, line 30. What? Which one? I think you were talking about the initializing. Yeah, I've got all that in there. I think this might work. Let's compile it and see what happens. Ooh. Error compiling for PicoKit. Right. Doesn't like the sensor, Adafruit sensor.h. But it doesn't say why. Okay, maybe we don't need it. It might just be some defines. We'll see. Oh, well, it's referencing it anyway, and it doesn't like something in it. On the ESP32. Well, that sucks. I wonder what it could be. There's a define. I wonder what it is. It doesn't give me a line. Does it give me a line number? Oh, right. Okay, no. Maybe I'm just being a doofus and I need to also install Adafruit Sensor. See, this whole... yeah. Anyway. Does everyone else experience this? How long it takes to update the list of libraries? Okay, Adafruit Sen. Why is this going so slow? Look at how slow it's typing. I might have to restart. Don't like the underscore. I can't find anything called Adafruit Sensor. I've not used ESP Home, no. Sorry. Maybe other people have here. Does anyone know what the Adafruit Sensor library is? I can't find it. .75. Okay, I don't know what this Adafruit Sensor library is. I can't find it. Wow, this is going to end badly. Really? It's not an Arduino? To a page on the website for the sensors. Yeah, I could do that, but... Hey, Ibrahim. That would be like... what sensor driver? Why isn't this in... Why isn't it in the Arduino stuff though? It's really bizarre. Okay, so it's just all, so just a whole lot of enums and stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna do something nasty. Oh, it's an Android open source project. What? I'm just going to look at this. I'm going to go new tab. I'm going to call it Adafruit sensor. Did I spell that right? .h. Paste. Now it's compiling. No, it's not. Maybe it needs to be... Hey, Rob. Okay. I'll download that other library. I shouldn't have to download other libraries to get it working though. That is just ridiculous. So which one was it? LSM 303. What? Okay. Include a library. Manage libraries. Hey James, it's an ESP32. Tiny Pico is just a standard ESP32, 240 megahertz CPU. So it'll run as fast as any other ESP32 runs. LSM M303. So you reckon it's in that one? Do you have an ESP32, James? Because yeah. Need to sync diaries. We do. Mine's pretty synced. It's all good, Rob. Isn't the Node MCU at 8266? Hey, Brian, you can hear your name now? Brian, isn't the Node MCU 8266? Or they have an ESP32 version? Okay, let's try compiling now. My Arduino IDE is just misbehaving big time. I have to restart it. But try compiling first. Nope. No such file or directory. Library's called Adafruit Unified Sensor in the manager. Oh, is it? Okay, hang on. Thanks, Chris. Which messages haven't I seen? Oh, I didn't see above. Sorry, Deathshaker already said that. Sorry. Light sensor. It's not always this bad. I don't know what the deal is. This is just crazy. I don't have Adafruit Unified Sensor driver in here. I have no Adafruit Unified Center. Ah. Okay. Thank you. Bye. I just want to see if it works. Well, almost there, folks. It's been a pretty quick stream so far. 2.5 hours. Let's see if I can keep this under 3 hours. That'd be cool. Okay. Come on. Okay, that's looking more promising. It's taking a long time to compile. Okay. Let's reset. I know it's doing something because the update's going slower and there's a whole lot of accelerometer data. That is ugly. And why is it jumping around? Because the thing's not moving. I don't even know what the data's showing. Let's have a look at what the data's supposed to be showing. Do I think 240 megahertz is required in small light? No, I don't, but that's what the ESP32 is. You can run it slower. You don't have to run it. It's actually 240 megahertz dual core, to be clear. But, yeah, no, you don't really need to. Okay, so it's reading. Right, that's the raw data. Or get a new sensor event normalized. Let's get rid of the raw data. I don't really care about the raw data. I don't know if I still have to read it. And then I want to just print 444. Press down turbo button. Yeah, it's, well, I don't know. I don't know if it's working though, because that's. Yeah, do I want the acceleration event? I really want to know. I want to get its orientation. To get its orientation though, it needs to. Because there's no, I don't think there's a built-in gyro in this, but you can calculate orientation. Let me just at least get rid of the raw data so I can have a look. There's already a delay in there. It's obviously slowing this down, as you can see. Well, now it's stopped because it's about to write. Okay. So if I shake it, okay, well, it's doing something. Very hard to shake it in one axis. I'll see if I can shake it just on the X. No, I'll shake it just on the Y. Okay, that looks like the X. Maybe this is the Y. Yep, okay, that's interesting. So sideways is the Y. You can see the Y going nuts, but the X is at 0-ish. And now if I go this way, the X is going nuts, and the Y is 0-ish. So it's working. No worries, Alan. It's all good. We can catch up later. But it's working, so obviously it's pretty useless data right now. Let me get that info to the screen. Use the plotter in the tools menu. I could use the... I don't even know how to use the plotter. Well, it won't just grab that data, will it? Don't I have to feed it what data it is? Let's find out. Can't click on the tools menu. I'm getting a beach ball. Here we go. Serial plotter. Can't do it while there's serial monitors open. Try it again. Yeah, I don't have processing installed on here. Processing is good. So I don't know what value that's reading. Oh, there we go. That's X. And that's Y. So yellow is Y. Red is... blue is X. And I think... oh, there we go. Red is the Z. Oh, cool. Sorry, I'm going up and down. See you later, ADD, Hoarding, Procrastinator. What a cool name. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I gave it Z. It's, look, the red. The red is Z. Whoa. It's working. I mean, I can, now it's just, I want to display some values on the screen, I guess. But I don't know what those values are going to do. Any, like, what I want to do is, yeah, is convert that to rotation. And yeah, I need to, I've got some code for that somewhere that I did a long time ago for a different accelerometer. I need to see if I can get that working so I can, because movement, sorry, that's moving really quick. I don't think movement is really benefit to this, right? I mean, obviously bumping it, sure, you know, you could bump it to reset or whatever, but like being able to rotate it is the thing I want to do. So, yeah. It's working. It's all working. My mind is blown, and it's under 3 hours, and there was no rework. That is crazy. I am in a state of shock. I think you can consider this a quick build, a success. Everything's working. Yeah, I'm just blown away. I'm quite surprised. But drive a stepper to keep it level. Why? Why would I do that for? I don't want to drive a stepper with it. I'm over steppers for the moment. I'll get back into steppers at another time. But right now, I'm... Hey, Ed. Hey, Michael. It worked the first time. So... I guess the question is then, if I don't need to, like, if the light sensor's working, which it is, for sure, right? I've just got very unnatural lighting conditions here. Something must go wrong. Hang on, let me just smash it on the table. So if I don't need to do anything there and the buttons are working, oh, there's a delay now. That delay for the accelerometer's interfering with the buttons. Anyway, so the buttons are working, reset's working, and the screen's working, light, and that's it. Wow. I'm in a bit of shock. So I don't need to do another revision. So what would you all change? What would you do? Like, if you had the opportunity to like add something or change something about this, what would you do? Other than, I'm not talking about making it bigger. And I'm not talking about the colored screen or anything like that. No, I don't want to do a 4-hour one. Yeah, bigger display color. I not for this. Like, I think there were plenty of other ESP32 big color things already. So an on-off switch couldn't control the Pico though. I could cut power to the shield for sure, but I couldn't cut power to the Pico with a switch because it's being powered from USB. Or powered from battery, whichever way you do it. The only way I could do it for battery, if we want to do battery, is to not have the battery connect to the Pico, but put a JST connector on here with a switch and have the battery connect to here directly, not the Pico. Mounting holes, this is designed to be held. It's a holding thing, not a... I wouldn't mount this anywhere. I wouldn't want to use this by pushing like this. Like it's designed to, and it's got the Pico at the back. How would you mount it? Haptics. Haptics on where? Guys. Okay. Well, you ask an open-ended question, and that's what you get back. Mount the display on the board. Yeah, I can't mount... were you here for that? I can't mount the display on the board. I can't mount the display on the board without... Like the Pico's in the way. There isn't. I just can't get. No, I asked for it, David. That's fine. Like, you know, you. I said, what would you add? Haptics, sure. A smell sensor. A buzzer, yeah. Looney already said there should be a buzzer on there. I don't necessarily disagree, but buzzers are huge. Linear transformer. So, Amos, I can't get on there. I can't get the screen directly on the board. There's no place to stick the Pico if I do. So, I was saying earlier, originally I had the Pico sideways. So you'd hold it and the USB came out the side here. And one of the reasons I did that was so there was room to get this mounted to the back. But there actually really wasn't enough room. Because even if I got that mounted to the back, I still had to solve all of this, all of the extra components, which are a stack of them, right? And also, this costs a quarter of the price of me buying the screens by themselves. So it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to do that. And people can source their own screens. Not the bare display, but the board. Huh? I'm confused. Mount the display on the... But this display is mounted on the board. How else would you get it... How could you get it lower? I don't understand. Where would you get... Okay, I'm confused by that one. Now, let me go back. IMU 9250. Why would I put that on there? I've got a list on here. Why would I put a different one? There's already an IMU on here. I'm going to change personally is have the ESP on the top. Looks for shallow headers. Have the ESP... What? Have the Pico on the top? As in not at the back? Really? It would make the board huge. Why would you want the ESP... Why would you want the tiny Pico on the top? I'm confused by why. And that means the USB would have to hang out the side. Yeah, I'm confused. Like, what would that do? Place the buttons with a joystick. Well, joystick's only useful if it's for gaming only, right? It's not a great input for... Okay. I mean, it's fine. They're all valid stuff. Oh, is that what you meant by... So mounting holes for display, I think maybe is what you meant, to mount it on the board. Sorry, maybe not mains parent block. I'm just reading back. Yes, there was no boom either. I don't mind a buzzer. Smoke detector. A Grove connector. Yeah, I've got Grove connectors. I don't know. Possibly. Maybe on that side. A 90-degree angle Grove connector. ODB plug. What's an ODB plug? If it's handheld, it needs to be ergonomic. I don't agree. Sorry, David. It's not a gaming console. It's supposed to be like I'm holding right now. It's a prototyping thing. Like I can now plug my tiny Pico in here, and I can get data out on the screen, and I can do stuff. I can interface it. Like, it's not designed to be a product on its own. It's designed to be like a development tool or something, I guess. I don't think it needs to be more ergonomic, really. I wouldn't want to make it bigger just to make it more ergonomic, necessarily. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like, it's not designed to take with you somewhere on a bus or a train and play with for an hour, if that makes sense. I don't think, anyway. Now to move the breakout pins to horizontal at the bottom. What? Change battery mount. Move the breakout pins to horizontal. Move the breakout pins underneath here. Why would you... What, on the top? Facing up? That'd get in the way if you had wires plugged in. And if you're at the bottom, then that'd be get in the way of the USB. Yeah, I'm not sure about... I don't know what that would do. Ibrahim, there is a way of doing it. There's I've done it before on a different accelerometer. There's some maths to do that. Mount the screen with shell. Okay, I can mount the screen, but like the screen's pretty steady. Like it's not going anywhere. It's soldered into place. If you move the buttons lower, they can be soft buttons. What do you mean soft buttons? You mean those flat ones? Oh, I hate those buttons. I wanted something tactile. Battery underneath the Pico. Well, you can... The problem with the battery under the Pico is the... Well, firstly, there's not a lot of space, but also the JST faces out, so you wouldn't be able to wrap the battery around, or you could always wrap it around and put it from the back. You have to squeeze it past these pins. Centronics parallel connector. Pocket projector. Ooh, lipo under the... Yeah. Well, I don't know what it is. It's a testy thing. It's a whatever. I don't know. Like I wasn't... yeah, it was an experiment, really. It started off being a breakout board, and then I added some buttons to it, and then I added a screen to it, and then I thought, well, hang on, you know. Yeah, I don't know. Gonna be like SparkFun's all-off board. Hello, mate. I can't remember how you told me to pronounce your name again, but hello from the Netherlands. We're building a tricorder at this point. I see it more of a handheld tool that has Wi-Fi. Scanning tool that sends wireless data. Yeah, I mean, it could be used for lots of things, I guess. I don't know what it could be used for, but it's not really designed to be I'm holding it long-term playing with it thing. I didn't think, anyway. But it's going to be open source, so, I mean, if people want to make a bigger version of it, they can. Soft buttons, on-screen display. My Reflow Master doesn't have soft buttons. But it does have buttons down the side, like... And I was actually looking at doing that. I was trying to get right-angled surface mount ones. I thought it might be easier to press buttons like this than with the thumbs, but I think this is actually pretty cool. I don't know, a floppy drive, time of flight. Sensor... Not a problem. Try the I'm from in Malco. Hobby server socket, punch card reader. Hobby servo socket. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you ask a question, you get a crazy question. Open-ended question, you get crazy answers. Yeah. I'll have to think about it. I'm not going to rush out and order new boards today, because these boards work fine. I might make another one of these and send it off to Matt, and see if he can do something with it. Maybe get a MicroPython library for it. It would be pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not overly happy about how bulky the Pico is at the back, because of the headers. I get it's necessary. I wouldn't want to permanently solder a tiny Pico onto it. Soft menus. Right, but this can do soft menus with these buttons. There's no reason why, you know, like these are labelled 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's no reason why there couldn't be like 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the bottom or something, or down the side. I mean, it's not a very high-res screen, so yeah. Twin OLEDs for VR. 1 frame every 3 seconds. Are you serious? It'll be like 1 frame every 10 seconds. Thing is, there's lots of little handheld options out there if you want to. Something like that, like Pocket Sprite. Yeah, there's stacks of, like, that's the thing, I don't want to make another handheld gaming device. That's not what this was supposed to be for. I mean, if it was going to be a handheld gaming device, I would have used a colour screen. I've got a LCD colour screen, a 1.3 inch, I think, and I would have done something a bit different with the buttons and whatever. But that's been done already, like a lot. Other external sensors can be attached and tested. Graham, there is. At the back here, there is ground and 3 volts. Pin 4, 32, 5, 10, 19, and that's 23, not 25. That's a typo. So you've got SPI, hardware SPI exposed, plus 5, 32, and 4, 3 volt and ground. Is that enough for more sensors? I think so. or a touch color screen. You can't get touch color screens that small. The idea is supposed to be small. Like yeah, if I wanted something bigger, I'd use a 2.4 inch TFT in a Room 32. Like I'd make a custom board that didn't plug a Tiny Pico into it. Does that make sense? This is supposed to be an add-on for a Tiny Pico, and the Tiny Pico is tiny, so I don't want to make the add-on massive. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. There's already stacks of ESP-based gaming consoles out there. iPod dock. Rather than headers, just header pins to give enough standoff, but keep the board close. Rather than headers, just header pins to give the board. How would I do that though? I need it to be removable. The problem is I can't find short headers anymore. I used to have a whole stack of them. Adafruit used to have short headers, but you can't. Well, I can't find them anywhere other than Adafruit, which are expensive. So I could definitely get the Tiny Pico a bit closer, but there are still pins. Like I don't know how. Think big. No, I'm thinking small. My focus and everything I'm doing right now is small, not big. I think like the pin height, I'd have to do short pins. Yeah, I don't know how. Rob, how would I get them soldered together using header pins? I don't understand how that would work. Rob, I need you to explain it. Can you draw it for me? More seriously, breaking out the I2C would be handy. Yeah, I thought about that. I should have done the I2C breakout as well. Yeah, maybe I should have. People are missing the point. It's a simple display with buttons, great for a sensor development platform. Yeah, I mean, well, it's not that people are missing the point. It's John, but yeah, you're right. That's what it is. But you know, I could easily expand this out to be something way more. But all it's doing is making it the same as everything else out there. Tiny Nano. Have you not seen my Nano? And it won't be 2021. I don't think I'm going to do my Nano. But anyway. James, have you seen my Nano? I've already done a Nano. See, I told you, everything's smaller. For those that haven't seen it, I've already done that. Maybe a temperature humidity sensor or any other kind of sensor to notify a filament sensor. Right, but see the thing is, Death Shaker, like that's why I did the broken out headers, right? Temperature sensors, they vary in quality and price, and people have preferences on what they're going to be, and then having like a temperature sensor this close to the board doesn't make a lot of sense, I don't think. You know, like if I wanted to read a sensor of temperature somewhere, I want it to be away from the heat and everything generated from this. I think. I don't know. But that's why I broke out all the pins, so you could attach more things. If you want it, yeah, I want it to be removable. I don't want to permanently attach a Tiny Pico to it. Yeah. That would be an expensive board if it was permanently attached, I think. Just bodge onto the screen, I2C pins, so it's not massive priority. Yeah, it's easy to. I mean, I'm going to be doing black boards for these for production, whatever that means. I don't know, because I don't even know what I'm going to do with them. Again, I might do something with these on the crowd supply campaign as like a pack. Sell them on Tindy, I guess. I don't know. So if I do make a new board, I might just break out a couple extra pins. It's not a problem. Yeah, the antenna looks huge on the Nano. It does. It really does. It looks too big. Well, low profile 1-inch headers are really hard to find. Yeah, I can't find them anyway. I've been looking for ages. I actually had to redesign my Reflow Master case because I couldn't get low headers anymore, and I had to get higher ones, taller ones, which means I had to redesign the whole, which is really annoying. What's a choking hazard? My Nano. 0 to 3 sad onion. I don't know what that means. Dip socket cannot accompany square pin. Not. Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know if you can get a dip socket that'll work. And it won't save a lot of space because like the issue is the header pins are long. Like you need this highlight. You have to cut the header pins on the Pico. You know what I'd love? I'd love to find a solution that I could attach the Pico to it without having to put header pins on the Pico, or here, or something on here, but you know what I mean? Like imagine if that was, like what's if I did the wonky header pins? Except the problem is that you need these holes to be the wonky. Does that make sense? Like if I had something sticking out from the board, and I could just slide this in, and it would hold in place, and I could just slide it off. Yeah, that would be really cool. I don't know what that would be though. Screen requires a lot of code, so maybe add a simple LED for quick testing. Hey Paul. Sure, I mean I could add an LED. You mean like an RGB LED or something? Well, there's one on the back, right? I mean, the reason I didn't put any RGB on here was because you've got an RGB LED on the back of the Pico. I know it's not at the front, but if you've already got one, why not use that, maybe? I don't know. Pink blink LED would be good for simple is it working tests. Sure, I could definitely break out an LED to one of the pins. Would you lose a pin for it? I could put an LED down here. Like, would you sacrifice one of the pins? Or would you be okay if it was flashing when you were using that pin for something else? Velcro. No, I'm talking about to actually have electrical connectivity with the pins. You can DP the machine pins for low profile. You can DP the machine pins. Hammer header, but in a single row. No, because the hammer header's the hammer header's permanent. It's a non-soldering header. I'm talking about, so if I had, I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean. If I can, I'll show you what I mean. What for the blinky sketch? Shared breakout pin. Oh, do it as a shared one? Okay. Yeah, I'd be happy to do it as a shared. Like, I wouldn't want to lose one pin just to put an LED on there, maybe. So, I'm talking more about if it was like this instead. Instead of a header pins, instead of the female, that was like that, right? But it was in such a way that I could then just, that could slide in like this, and it was enough, it was holding it in place. Does that make sense? Like something like that where I could then just take this off again. So these would be soldered to the board. How well do offset pins work? Offset pins work great, but the offset pins only work if the pins aren't offset. It's the, hang on, my alarm's going off. Stop. The pins aren't offset, it's the header row that's offset, and I'm not offsetting the header rows on the tiny Picos. Not for this. But you have the pins soldered on the Pico. No, I'm saying, wouldn't it be cool if you could do it without having the pins on the Pico? Not everyone's going to solder header pins on the Pico. I don't know, like, you know, they're coming separate. Like, if you want them, you put them on yourself. There are plenty of things I've used this for that I have not put header pins on for. So, I'm soldering a header, like this way I'm soldering headers on the Pico and on the board. And that works, it's fine, right? But how cool if I could do shorter pins and there was some way of locking this in place. Could you have a board that converts to a 20-pin connector? Mate, something in between that locks the two together? Maybe, Rob, I don't know. Make the board's header holes zigzag a bit, then the Pico's header pins. Right, but then I have to individually solder the. If I have them jaggy just a little bit, I have to individually solder these in one at a time. And getting them in and straight, that'd be a nightmare. So what are the ones that Adafruit do? I don't know. Board gets permanently soldered to tiny Pico. Boards have the standard connector. 20-pin USB. USB, but that's a bit line. Tiny 4mm plugs. Really short pogo pins and gaffer tape. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Like, there probably isn't a solution. Whatever. I knew this was going to look like this. Like this, you know, it's exactly what my expectations are. And when I'm looking like this, I can't see how bulky it is at the back. But it just does look a bit, maybe a bit bulky. I don't know. Something like that. Card edge. What's this one? A new window. So these solderless ones, I'm not even sure how they work. But how would that... They're the ones that you hammer in. Right, okay. But that's still permanent, right? And I don't know if you can get them in single row. I don't think you can. Now, what you could do, you ready for this one? This is a nasty one. How about I saw the halfway through the hole, so these become castellated edges, and then I hand solder off all of the Frogo pins from my Frogo board, and I put them on instead, and then I can use Frogo pins to lock the board in. How cool would that be? The problem with those Frogo pins is they pop out really easily. No, I agree, Paul. The height here is not a problem. I'm just saying, if there was anything I'd like to fix or improve, it would be nice if this was it. Like, if I could do that, yeah. I definitely think sticking a JST connector on is not a bad idea, because there are battery pins here, so you could go straight out to the battery. I don't know where you stick the battery. Another little battery? How big is it? I've got some small batteries, but I don't think they'll fit. They won't fit in there. No. And a small battery means that, you know, you've got, what, 350 milliamp hours. You're not going to get very long with a battery. Do such Frogo pins exist? No, they don't exist as a separate product. I've never been able to find them anywhere. And I also tried finding out who made them for Fred, and I emailed Fred and I got nothing back, and I've emailed some other people in China and no one knows where they come from. But they're like, you can get clone Frogo boards from China that have those pins on them, so they're available somewhere. 20-pin IC socket and cut the edges off. Yeah, the thing is, we're not going to save a lot of height doing that. I'm just going to pull this off. I'm going to unplug it first. So, just to, like, the issue is, you look at the height of the header pins and the height of the female headers, like, when it's plugged in, there's only about 1.5 mm that I could save in height, maybe. I don't even know how low they go. I mean, I could cut some of these pins and then cut some of this down, I guess. I don't know. Like, if I put an IC socket there instead, I'm not sure how much space we'll gain. Maybe a millimeter is all we're going to get. Yeah, and they might not fit the big pins either. Okay, what's Roblin 2? New window. Oh, right, so like, yeah, like a mezzanine type connector you're talking about. But, sure, but the Tiny Pico still has to sit. Like, if the Tiny Pico on the header pin still has to connect to a board that has that on there, then I've still got that. Even if we cut these ends off, I've still got that height plus a board plus that connector and then another connector on the other side, and they're pretty high or something like that. You can get smaller mezzanine ones, so maybe a bit thinner, but I don't know how steady they are to hold together, like how durable. I still think we'd only be saving like a couple of millimeters, maybe maximum. I'm just not sure a couple of millimeters is worth it. I have some sockets somewhere, but they're not going to be the right size. Like, I want to check whether I can get the pins in. This is a... I don't know if I'll get the pins in on this. Maybe. But I don't think I'm going to find a socket that's this size, to be honest. So we can do this without bending the pins. Yeah, I can't get that pin in. Just trying one. Oh. Okay, I got one in. Oh, it's bent it out of shape. As I pushed it through. Once you got it in the first time, it works better the second time. Okay, I mean, maybe a socket. I don't know how durable it'll be. Yeah, I've got... Yeah, there's ZIF sockets, but that's... I think we're going backwards now in the whole reducing size thing. How deep is it with the JST soldered on? That's the JST. So it comes with two though, like the actual Tiny Pico will come with the normal, like a JST and a microblade. So if you really want to do low profile with a JST connector, you can use a microblade connector. You just have to get a different connections for your batteries. If that's what you're asking, just commit a Tiny Pico to it and solder it directly. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do that. Plastic from the pins will do, just remove the plastic. Sure, I can lose a bit of height by doing the plastic as well. Yeah, I mean, there's enough. I made sure there was clearance for the battery connector. Yeah, we've spent a lot of time on making it smaller, but that's what we do on these streams, right? These wide IC sockets with Arduino Pro Mini all the time. Yeah, I just need to find the right size for the Tiny Pico. I'll have a look and I'll see if I can find any. Pogo pins with a clamp. Yeah, gaffer tape. I like the gaffer tape thing. Hey, Agim. Let's see. Put the components of the Tiny Pico on the top and have the bottom just all. Okay, now we're just getting crazy on the IC socket idea. Uh-oh. David, are you going to get me to spend my money again? Oh, right. Yes, I have seen those. I have, actually. A few times. I almost bought some. But they're really expensive. But definitely a clever idea. But I wouldn't want to permanently do that to a Tiny Pico. Okay, so I'm leaving it as headers. That's fine. So there we go, folks. I think this is a wrap. At 10 minutes past 3, I think we're done. I think this is good. I think there's nothing... Oh, by the way, I'm using my double-ended one, and I'm still looking to see which way the right way is. my reversible connector. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. It's been a great day. It might go worse now though, after the stream's finished, but yeah, so far so good. I really didn't think I was going to get this up and working, at least with code, today. But I did. Thank you all for persevering with my Arduino IDE stuff. So 10 minutes past 3 hours. Sorry. The 3 hour mark. 51 minutes. No. I'm going to do I did 5 hours almost last time. I'm going to do just over 3 today. I'm going to end on a good note before I blow something up. Where did you get those double-ended USBs? I have a link on on my last mail video. There's a link to them, I think. Or did I do that on my live stream? I might have opened these on my live stream. I'll find it and I'll post it in the comments of this stream. I'll get the link. I've actually ordered a bunch more, some longer ones and some right angle ones, and yeah, really cool. This is a 1 meter one. They got a 2 meter one. I've got a 50 centimeter one on my test jig. Will the shield be for sale? The shield will be for sale, and it'll also be open source, so be able to make your own if you want to as well. Yes, open source. It will be. Without their logo, without their serial number, would be really good. Yes, it will be. And as I said, I'd like to potentially do something with the crowd supply campaign as well. The problem is sourcing all the components for this is easy, except for the screen. Like the screens have to come from Ali, right? And I don't want to do the whole, you can get the shield with the screen or without the screen, not on crowd supply, because they need the ground VCC order ones. There are 2 different types you can get. So, yep. And it was a long stream last week. It was a crazy killer stream last week. But I've used my test jig a lot, and it's great. And the short circuit stuff works really well. Oh, and I found that other resistor that went flying. Here it is. I'm going to put that back in the box. That 10K. I knew I took out 6. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to... I might not do anything with the crowd supply with this specifically. Or, I don't know. I'll think about it. Okay, folks. That's it. Thank you. That was a lot of fun. I like it when things work. Doesn't happen often, but pretty cool. Thanks for joining, and yeah, I think that's it. I don't know what else to say other than I don't know where my window is to close the stream again. Oh wow, I have such a problem with this closing the stream thing. Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it. Bye everyone, have a wonderful day, wonderful evening. If it's nighttime, good sleep. If it's your morning, have a great day. Thanks all for your help and suggestions. And you see, it's tiny. It's little. Everything's little. Anyway, catch you all.